Hey everybody, it's Mike and Denise. This is going to go on 2 channels, adigitalnomad.net and also Mike Young Real Estate, because it's talking about real estate. We're talking about the villages in Florida, which is near Lady Lake, is the nearest town, which is kind of part of the villages. Actually, you might have a Lady Lake address, or actually even a Wildwood address on the south side, I think, and or a villages address. Anyway, let's talk about it, because we're both 53 years young, and we could actually buy into some of these communities now. It's a 55 and over community, 55 plus. So we've traveled all over the place, and we've traveled a lot in Florida, especially in the wintertime, but we've never really spent any time in the villages until the last, maybe 2 weeks, I guess. And in the last 2 weeks, we've kind of explored all throughout the neighborhood. So we want to give you our opinion on what the deal is with that neighborhood and if we like it or we don't. Now let's give it a short, quick explanation from Denise. Denise, what's your initial impression? Did you like the place? Do you like the place or not?
Yeah, I like it. I didn't look at real estate prices there. It looks kind of cheap. Like everything has this facade that you can just blow over. The shutters, for example, don't look like they're functional. It kind of reminds me of the Disney streets, the Main Street USA, where it looks like houses, but they're not really. But it was nice. People were friendly. There was live entertainment last night. It sounded good, and there's everything you need is right there. I can see why people like living there, because you don't have to leave the community to go to the bank or the post office or doctor or health spa. Or I mean, there was even a paint store there if you need to make home repairs.
Well, there's a Lowe's Home Improvement, I think, also Sprouts Farmers Market, a Target, a Walmart. I mean, is it a gated community?
No, but I remember walking by the Sherwin-Williams store. It was right downtown. Okay,
well, some parts of it are gated. Some of the villages and neighborhoods that are in there are actually gated. We couldn't go behind those areas. They have security gates there.
Yeah, and there's plenty of room for parking your golf cart. There was golf cart specified parking. I mean, you don't even have to drive through a major street to get there. They had a bridge that goes over.
That's over 441. Yeah, that's a huge bridge that goes over 441, which is a big highway in this area in Suther County. And also lots of parking, like Denise said. We even saw a smart car, which is actually the same size as a lot of these golf carts.
Yeah, parked in half a parking space. So, yeah, depending on the prices, I wouldn't mind living there because it has everything you need. I'm not a fan of driving anywhere, and it's all either everything's within walking distance or golf cart driving.
Well, I mean, it's huge. Okay, let's not say that it's a walkable neighborhood. The problem we've seen is that most people do use golf carts. And because of that, they're not getting the exercise. It's like, I mean, I guess you can pack more people into a certain plaza because golf carts are smaller than cars, so you don't need as much parking. All right, let's talk about squares. This town is huge. I mean, this village is just a giant area from Wildwood at the south to almost Bellevue at the north, which is a huge area, okay? North of the Turnpike and east of I-75, northwest of Orlando, north of Disney World. And yeah, it does have a Disney World type feel. There's 3 squares, one on the south, one in the middle, and then one on the top. I'm trying to remember the names. What's the south one? The
Brownwood Square?
Brownwood what? Brownwood something?
I don't know.
We don't remember. Okay. This is okay, but hold on. Brownwood is the one to the very, very bottom south. Let's talk about that first. We went to that one first. And that one is near Wildwood. That one is probably the smallest of the 3. It might even be the newest. But one thing I want to mention about all these squares that we found is they have public restrooms, okay, which is nice. They're like downtowns. They're open to the public. All the main streets of the villages and all the squares are fully open to the public 24 hours a day. They are public streets. You can go in whenever you want. They have public restrooms, which are open limited hours. Now, one of the things is like it's strange because they're super open areas to the public. And whenever we go to like downtown areas, and I will not include Celebration there. We have a separate video of why we didn't like that town. Look it up. But most places that are downtowns, we usually see like homeless people. That's just a reality, okay?
Yeah.
Now, how many homeless people have we seen in all the different squares and things that we've been over?
None. None in all of Wildwood.
Yeah, so it's kind, and that's kind of like Disney. I mean, I just want to give you the most accurate description I can, and I'll tell you that Disney World, one of the main benefits of Disney World is that it's a downtown with no homeless people. Okay, I mean, because that just kind of really messes with the vibe. We wish homelessness didn't occur, but it does. But when you don't have it and you have all those amenities, it just seems even better. And you're like, oh, you don't even notice it. Like, oh, I'm having so much fun. It's such a good time. And that's why, right? Yeah. And I did look up, by the way, some information about crime in this area. Apparently, in terms of all metropolitan statistical areas in the state of Florida, the Villages has the lowest crime rate overall of every single place in Florida. And it's not like a super wealthy area, but it's definitely not a poor area. It has way less below average poverty levels here and way less crime. But you know, that's because it's mostly older folks, right? And which is really weird is going to these shopping centers at night. Everyone's asleep really early. Nobody's out late shopping. You know, nobody's there really early in the morning either. If you go early in the morning or late at night, there's nobody there.
There was live music last night, but it was all packed up by 8 p.m. wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
By 9, it was quiet.
It was. And then also you don't get any traffic from the interstates because you are way east of 75 and way north of the toll road. And even that toll road is between 75 and Orlando, and hardly anybody uses it, really. So you just don't get, it's a totally different vibe. I mean, it's good. It's relaxed, you know. But these people still seem to party. But let's go back to the first square, the one down there, Wildwood, Brownwood something. Okay, they've got a theater there. But they have shows, and it looks like a downtown. They've got all types of different amenities. Everyone's driving their golf carts in. It's a very gray type of setting, but we still saw kids, right? We saw
visiting probably.
Yeah, but they can say they're all. We showed up. We're not 55. We're all getting close to 54. But you know, I just thought it was really well done. You know, it wasn't extravagant. It wasn't cheap. Although Denise, you're not using the word cheap when you describe this. You're saying more Disney World-esque, I guess, because it is. That's what it looks like. It's like you're on vacation at some kind of theme park, you know. And the theme park is a bunch of retired people. That's what the theme is, really. So.
It was very clean. You could see that there were employees going around constantly cleaning the bathrooms, emptying the trash. There was no litter anywhere to speak of.
Yep.
Nice.
That is very nice. So these are our impressions. Now the next square, the middle one, is Lake Suther. And that one is the biggest one. And by the way, every square has free entertainment every single night starting around 5 p.m. when the workday ends, even though nobody's working because they're all retired. You know, it's beer 30 or whatever. They get out there and they just start partying. I guess there were some people that really were partying. At these bands, they have live music every single night at all three squares. So at Lake Suther, where we were last night, there's a waterfront. They don't let motorized boats go in the waterfront, so you're not hearing all that noise.
Yeah, the lake is just pretty.
And actually, in general, you're not hearing a lot of noise from people with loud muffler cars, which are usually the guys. I mean, because these are old people, you know? Yeah. So, which is nice. You don't hear, that's something that, all that noise pollution just ruins most areas for me, especially downtown areas.
Yeah, well, usually when you're walking downtown, you can't have a conversation with someone because someone's got a loud fake muffler.
And it's not a female, it's a guy usually, almost every single time. So there's none of that, or none or very little of that.
I didn't hear it at all.
And like I said, the live music, it's good. People are dancing. People are doing line dancing. People are doing other dancing. Some people, and they have all these bars too. It would be great if they had non-alcoholic options, but like Cava and Kratom or something. But they also have, at these squares, there's like one on every corner.
It's called a bait shop.
Yeah. Yeah, so Lake Suther has the lake, the Brownstone or whatever it is, Brownfield or whatever, I don't know what okay. Yeah, okay, that one doesn't have a lakefront. Then you go up to the top one, Spanish Springs, which is where we were today. That's the one, like Denise said, there's a golf cart bridge that goes across 441. We went and saw that. Unfortunately, you can't walk across it. I wish they had like a walking lane. It looks pretty cool when you drive under it. You've probably seen it if you're going on 441 through the area. And I just never saw it from the golf cart perspective. I have a video on a digitalnomad.net, so check that out. I don't have it on the Mike Young Real Estate. So, got to go there. And then we saw that square. That square is probably the biggest actual square of the three. I feel like it. And has a lot of good shops there. I think most of the shops are at Lake Sumter. The one on the south end doesn't have as many shops, in my opinion, from seeing what we saw. But we didn't spend that much time there. And they have Christmas trees. They have waterfalls over here at the Spanish Springs where we were today, right? A couple of little waterfall features in the middle of the square.
They were getting ready for our Christmas parade today, and they had
Our.
streets. I said
Oh.
a Christmas parade. They had streets blocked off, and there were vendors setting up with stuff like fried dough. It looked like
Unhealthy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
There was a Thai restaurant we went to last night at Lake Sumter. There was a movie theater at Lake Sumter Square. Spanish Springs had a movie theater, but they're remodeling it now. They are they're gutting the whole inside, right?
Yeah.
And what else can I tell you? Oh, the golf carts. Some of the main roads there have circles around them. Some of them have bypasses around the circles, which is really interesting. And then some of them have golf cart lanes on the outsides of the road, where the golf carts on both sides of the road in some cases. There's this 2-lane golf cart highway. It's interesting, and then they have to cross in the circles. I wonder how many accidents actually happen in this area. There's so many golf cart places that fix them too, but they're dangerous. There's no airbags probably. I don't think there are. Anti-lock brakes, crash protection. Seatbelts, okay. But I'm concerned that some of these things are flying.
Yeah, they
and
go like 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, but overall, I think it's the world's largest retirement community from what I see online. And I don't know, from what we saw, it seems interesting. I mean, I don't like the lack of non-walkability. I mean, it kind of is walkable in the downtowns where we go, but you're not really walking from your house. You're going to be in these golf carts, and then you drive right up in front of the stores and you don't walk at all. So it's kind of not very conducive to walking. It's kind of, I guess, keeping that cool vibe with the golf cart. Like, we're all cool. We're driving our golf carts around, right? And that kind of thing. I mean, I could care less about that. But the thing is, the golf carts don't have air conditioning or heating or anything in them, right? I mean, they're...
No, but in the summer you don't need the air conditioning because you can take the plastic down. And last night, since it was cold, they all had their plastic stuck up, so they were protected from the wind, the cold wind at least.
Yeah. But I would say that overall, I would not want to use a golf cart if I was there. I think the cool factor is going to wear off pretty fast, because if you want to go to any of these 3 squares and you probably want some variety, you're going to switch them off, switch them on. You're going to have a long golf cart ride. And some of these roads do not have areas where you can ride your golf cart, so... Anything else you want to say to summarize all of this? I think there are age restrictions. You can't have any people younger than certain ages living there. I don't know. You have to be of a certain age to buy in there. All kinds of details. Check their website in terms of what that is. But overall, I liked it. I mean, it's almost, since Florida's out of control and overcrowded, this place seems like the right balance at this point in time. Maybe it's because I'm over 50. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. The shop owners all seemed quite nice, and they told us there weren't age restrictions.
Well, not in the public, not in the shopping areas, not in the squares, but there are when you buy.
Oh, I thought
when you buy.
could live there.
No. There's absolutely Well, yeah, there may be some kind of. So check their websites. These things change. There may be some kind of deals that they do, or loopholes that you can, get under 55, like if you're close to it, I don't know, but there's absolutely, it's a 55 plus community. And you don't need a golf cart. That's one thing you don't have to worry about. I would not get one if I lived there. So that's it. Yeah. All right. Well, give us a thumbs up. Use the super thanks feature down there if this provides some value for you. Give us your feedback on what you think of the villages. And if you think there's a better place that as a 55 plus retirement community in Florida. Oh, one other thing I want to mention is that you cannot participate in their clubs and activities, like their structured clubs, structured activities. You can go to the dancing and the live music every night in all the squares, but you can't do anything else. Apparently they have like 1,000 different clubs, and you have to be a property owner to participate in that. So if you're an introvert like we are, we don't care about those things. So we don't need to buy in the community. we're probably not going to be involved in all those clubs anyway. We just want a nice place to hang out in the wintertime, right? So think about it that way, right? If you're an extrovert, then yeah, this is probably the place for you. This is probably your retirement dream if you're an extrovert, but we're not. So yeah, use the super thanks to kind of tip us, to measure it with the amount of value you got from this video. Hopefully we packed it all in the 15 minutes here, the whole thing. Now you know exactly what to do when you get down here if you want to check it out. And we'll see you around. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, by the way, we're in the Ocala National Forest, which is just north of there by about 30 to 40 minutes. Yeah, that's it. Bye. And by the way, nobody's here because nobody goes to this area in the middle of the state. And it's really high ground and it's just quiet. Hopefully we don't... You have the air horn, right? Because there's bears in here.
I have the horn.
Okay, we didn't hear any bears this time, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.